Hey everyone, Lee here, hope you're all okay. This video is basically me explaining my opposition to the government's health and social care bill, which gets voted on in the House of Lords tomorrow, which, if it passes a majority, will effectively mean it only needs royal assent to come into law by 2013, I think. The reason I'm against the bill is because it opens up the NHS to more private providers. Therefore, these private services will charge GPs who commission the services, who decide on services for patients in this new law. It will charge them a lot of money, and considering the NHS is cutting 20 billion anyway, they'll have to either charge the patient for certain services or back up everyone's national insurance. So either way, it's going to cost the taxpayer a lot of more money, which is wrong, because the NHS should be free at the point of use, albeit paid by our taxes. And this completely goes against the ethos of what the NHS was originally for. And, furthermore, this bill claims to be cutting bureaucracy, giving the patients more choice. GPs in charge of commissioning, giving the GPs more say, but it's just replacing it. With the strategic health authorities, I think they're going to be got rid of under this. Monitor will have a new role. Monitor's a healthcare organisation anyway, but it will be given a new role to monitor competition. So they're really just replacing the strategic health authorities with that. So it's not cutting bureaucracy at all, and it's going to cost the taxpayer, us, £120 million, I think, or 120 billion. It's going to cost us a lot of money. Just basically, it's going to cost us a lot of money to open up the NHS to more private providers and help them make a profit. Our taxpayer money, our national insurance, going towards these private companies making a lot of profit. Now, I've got nothing against private healthcare providers within a country competing with NHS services in an external market outside the NHS. That's called democracy for you. People should have the right to choose between private services they pay for or state services they don't pay for. Like a private school or public school. They should have the freedom to choose that. But not within the NHS. Because sometimes the patient won't get the choice. The GP will refer them to a private service, which they could well be charged for. We're already seeing that actually some patients are already being charged for certain services up north. I'll provide a link to this. But basically, my main objections is the private sector, basically will charge a lot of money, and we could end up paying for supposedly free healthcare service. And also the fact that it doesn't actually cut bureaucracy, it replaces it and even probably spends more on it. And also, thirdly, this was not in any party manifesto. Now, I think the Lib Dems and Tories talked about GP commissioning in their manifestos, but they did not talk about opening up the NHS to more private providers. They did not. No party talked about that there in the manifesto. So, really, nobody voted for this. It's an undemocratic bill. Now, obviously, with the economic policies of the government, yes, okay, people did vote for that, because the Conservatives said we're going to eradicate the whole deficit, and people voted for that. I don't agree with it, but people voted for it. With this, nobody voted for this. Nobody knew the government were opening up the NHS to more private services. Now, a lot of people say, well, what's wrong with private services? So what, we have to pay a bit? You look at the private services in America. If you don't have health insurance, private health insurance, then you don't get treated. So say if here you needed treatment on you needed minor surgery, but you had to pay for it. Oh, I don't have the money. Well, you can't use it then, because we're the only service that the GP has commissioned. So if you don't have the money, we can't provide you the service. So therefore, that minor surgery might have to turn into a major surgery, and therefore cost the NHS more money in the long term. So actually, this thing is wrong. This NHS bill is wrong. The NHS was created as a free healthcare service. Whatever the kind of negatives within the NHS, it's a fantastic service, much better than the American healthcare system. We do not want to go towards that system where 50 million people are living without healthcare insurance. Now, it's not going towards full privatisations, but it's slowly bringing in private companies through the back door, and we will have to pay for more services. I mean, think about it. We already pay for prescription charges, we already pay for certain eye care treatment and dentistry. What makes you think the government won't say, oh no, go down to the doctors for a checkup? What makes you think the government won't say, well, we'll charge you for this now, this private service, this private clinic that has been commissioned by GPs? They'll charge you that because they're private. They have the right to do that. Their ultimate motive is profit. They don't care about the patient. Their ultimate motive is profit. So that's what I'm really worried about. And also, not only am I gonna provide a link to the story where patients were charged, but I'm also going to provide a link to 38 Degrees, which is an online website which is post petitions to the government, and in this case, this petition will go to the Lords, so every Lord can see it. So if they see a lot of people signing a petition opposing the NHS bill, then maybe they might decide to vote against it. So I'm going to post a petition, and I urge you all to take 2 minutes of your time to sign it. This isn't about politics. This is about our NHS. You know, we all take it for granted. But like I said, if you don't want to go down the American healthcare system, if you want to keep our NHS free at the point of use, then please sign a petition to put that will go to Lords, so we can try and oppose this bill as much as possible, so we can get it scrapped. And if you have time afterwards, they give you an option, 38 Degrees, to write to a Lord near you to persuade them personally to vote against the bill. So you could decide to do that as well. It's really up to you. But this is an urgent message to anyone in Britain, whether you're into politics or not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you voted for. The NHS is something that nobody can argue with. Nobody has said, well, very few people have said in this country we shouldn't have free healthcare for all. No, very few people. It is a cornerstone of our society. It is a fantastic service we have. It may have its flaws, but every system has its flaws. But it's better than the American healthcare system. I keep referring to that. But that system, where there are a lot of private companies in there, and in their healthcare service, and millions of Americans go without treatment, and they're shafted off to free clinics which are massively underfunded. So that's all I'm saying. I'm genuinely worried about this. So, like I said, to any British person out there, even if you're not interested in politics, please sign this petition so the Lords can see this. I think it's got over 100,000 signatures so far. You know, tell your friends, do everything you can to stop this NHS bill going through, because a lot of people have just ignored this. Rightly so, with people worried about their own personal situation with their maybe job on the line and gas and electricity prices going up. I understand that, but you know, a service we take for granted, not many people are seeing this, that actually we're sleepwalking into privatisation. So I urge everyone, pass this message on to your friends, pass my video on to your friends, or pass the message yourself on to your friends. Just sign the petition for the Lords tomorrow. I know this is last minute, I should have done this earlier, but it's better late than never. I don't know if this will make a difference, but I really hope it does. So thank you, sign the petition, write to a Lord near you, email a Lord near you. That will take you 10-15 minutes most. So please do that, I urge you to, and hopefully we can protect our NHS, and hopefully the majority of Lords will vote against the NHS bill and stop the backdoor privatisation of our NHS, which was not voted for and which was not in any party manifesto. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye for now.